Hello, my friends. Good Erev Shabbos. Happy Friday, followed by a beautiful, wonderful, uplifting, and above all, inspirational Shabbos Kodesh. This Shabbos is Parshas Tazria Metzorah, which the main theme that goes through this double parsha is all about a spiritual disease called saras. The reason I say spiritual is because it's some form of skin disease, and people have in the past misinterpreted and mistranslated as leprosy. But it's a disease in the skin, and so is leprosy, but that's about the only thing they have in common. Why does this disease come? There are 7 different reasons why people would get this disease in the time of the Beis Mikdash, the temple. But the main one is when somebody speaks badly about others, known as Lashon Hara, evil speech. When you lower somebody else's honor, or you lower the honor of God, those are the types of sins that you get saras. You get this spiritual skin disease. Why? Because it is demoralizing. It lowers your ego in your own eyes. So God always punishes me to connect and me to you get what you deserve. You lowered the honor of another human being. So you now have this horrible disease on your skin. And part of what you have to do is you have to separate yourself from the rest of the community, live away from everybody. Let your hair grow out, because that's demeaning. Wear ripped clothes, again, demeaning. Wrap your face up like an Arab, in a kafiyah, but down to your lips, to show that it was the lips that caused this sin. And it says that you should call out, Tameh, Tameh, I am impure, I am impure. Why do you do that? 2 reasons. First of all, to warn other people, not that the disease is contagious, but the tumah, the impurities, which makes a person not allowed to enter or to be together with the rest of the Jewish people, that can be transferred. And we want people to stay away. The other reason you say that is to ask people to pray for you. Tameh, I'm Tameh, please pray for me. Because I'm impure, I have this disease, it has to go, and I can't go back to the Jewish people, I can't go back and live with everybody else until it clears up. But why don't you pray for yourself? Why don't you ask everybody else to pray for you? And here's the scary part. The disease doesn't work anymore because God has mercy on his people. And unless there's a way to get rid of it, which is through certain sacrifices in the time of the temple, so he doesn't give it. But the effects are still there. And one of the effects are, he doesn't listen to our tefillos, he doesn't listen to our prayers. And that's also mita keneged mita, you get what you deserve. The mouth was given to us to study Torah, to say words of Torah, words of prayer, and words of encouragement and accomplishment to other people. That's positivity. We are supposed to be positive people, not negative. And when we focus on the negative, when we talk about other people's negatives, God doesn't want to hear from us. And it ruins our prayers, so we have to ask other people to pray for us. Scary thought. It's interesting that it comes out this time of year, between Pesach and Shavuos, when first of all, we're counting the Omer, we're counting down to Shavuos, counting up to Shavuos, supposed to be preparing for the great day for when the Jewish people get the Torah. And we're supposed to be preparing. How do we prepare? By making ourselves into bigger mention. A person, before he learns Torah, has to be a mensch. How to translate that into English? A good person, an all-around nice person. Something that people point at and say, what a great guy. What a nice person. If a person wants to learn Torah and wants to be an example of what Torah is, first you got to be the type of person that people will look at and say, what a nice guy. Not the opposite. Because that would be a disgrace to God's Torah. Also, this is the time of year that we're mourning over the loss of these students of Rabbi Akiva. Why are we mourning? Why did they die? Why this time of year? Because they didn't show each other enough respect. And they therefore could not be examples for the rest of us. And they were taken away. Why this time of year? Because this is the time of year that we're supposed to be working on deserving God's gift, His Holy Torah. So what do we have to do? We have to learn to show more respect for others. We have to learn to care, not just about, look out for the number one, to look for everybody else also. When the Jewish people were camping in the desert until they got to Sinai, it kept saying, V'yichan sham, V'yachanu sham, and they camped. V'yachanu, they camped. But when it came to Mount Sinai, it said, V'yichan sham Yisrael, and Yisrael, Yichan, which means he camped. Why are there every other place it says they camped? Because every other place everybody was worrying about themselves. But when they came to Mount Sinai, everybody was working together. They were there for one common purpose, and that was to get God's Torah. And they worked together. And once they worked together, God said, okay. Took us a while to get here. 49 days after they left. But we're here. We're ready to go. And they just proved themselves. B'yichan sham. He camped. One man, one heart. That's the lesson of Shavuos, and that's the lesson of this week's Torah reading. Shabbos.